Namaste, Soraya here, and I thought today I'd just have a little chat about family, patterns, relationships, life. Life is all about relationships, and how we suffer and how we can release ourselves from suffering. If you've been following some of my other talks, you'll understand that I come from a non-dual perspective, and the deepest question we can ask ourselves is, who am I? And a way to approach that is, who am I not? So eliminating what we are not, first of all. And this then sets us free to simply be completely natural with what's flowing through here at any time, to be with what's occurring in our life as it is, without resistance. And for those of you who read my book, one of the pivotal points that sort of downloaded for me, although I'd heard it 1,000 times, and I'm sure you've heard some of this 1,000 times, every now and then the penny drops and we get it. We awaken to that truth. And it came through for me as resistance to presence creates chaos. Resistance to whatever is occurring, whether that's comfortable, whether that's uncomfortable, whether you're feeling elated or you're feeling depressed. It's all just experience and allowing that to pass through. So this understanding who we truly are, which is what I do in my awakening sessions, one-on-one, because that's, we need to break down our patterns and our beliefs about who we are. And that's easier done one-on-one. And you can look at my website for that. But for those of you who are in this understanding, it's about clearing up, creating clarity, and continuing to remind ourselves that we're simply repeating old patterns that are attached to an identity who we truly are not. And recently we've had I'll tell you a little story. Recently we have a screen door, which we've had fixed several times, but it just never gets fixed. And it keeps falling off the hinges. And Terry and myself and Jaya are all in the habit of opening the right side of this double screen door. So we decided that the left side's fine. We need to repattern and begin to only open the left side. Well, we had to put a piece of bamboo and jam that in to stop us opening the right side. And then we thought, okay, we're retrained now. We can take the bamboo out. And we're all finding that we keep going to the right. But now when we go to the right side, we go, aha, here I am on the right side. This is not the right way. I'll open the left side. So in the same way, when we begin to wake up, first we acknowledge this is no longer working. A bit like the right side of the screen door. This is no longer working. It's going to fall off its hinges. And sometimes we'll become unhinged, unhappy, live in suffering. So first of all, we need to put, some practice and some effort in to recognize and remind ourselves of our old patterns. Then what often happens in clearing is we'll find ourselves repeating an old pattern, but we'll catch ourselves and go, oh, actually, I perhaps don't need to be a martyr anymore. Perhaps I don't need to go down this road anymore, because it only leads to suffering. It only leads to being unhinged, to my door not opening. And then eventually, once we've seen through that pattern, we've fallen for it a few more times, we can see the clarity and open that door to grace and ease. And it's the same way in our relationships. We have patterned responses that are coming from the individual separate self, who is not who we truly are. So initially, rather than beating ourselves up, which is often what I find people do, they beat themselves up because they're repeating old patterns, is to laugh at your old patterns. This door, we have laughed so much about this door, and I just saw it as a perfect example of life, you know. Oh my God, there I go again. I've opened the right side of the door when, you know, I know it's the left side that leads to grace and ease. I'll be unhinged again here. So catch yourself with your patterns of identification with a separate self who has separate beliefs, who is fixed, and who is judgmental and judging the self, but also judging others as well, judging situations, making situations wrong. Oh, this is not how it should be. Actually, the universe is unfolding exactly as it should be, and it's the separate self that needs to get out of the way and let go of any resistance to presence. So anyway, a little laugh this morning in our beautiful forest garden. I hope some of you can come to our Satsang Sunday this Sunday for the full moon. The full moon's been amazing. I'll just screen up to the sky because it's rather beautiful today. Namaste, always love.